guys, DJParson here, back for another game of the Ages, and this time will again be a 3-player game against Bijmaster and For the Top. It's random mix, so we have to see which leaders and wonders are in here. Bijmaster has the first turn. So let's see which leaders we have. Sun Tzu is here. Let's take a look at all of them. Okay, so for the first turn we definitely can take urban growth and rich land, which I will do. They are other good leaders, we don't need to take Homer. Taking both of these yellow cards is really strong. For the first turn, gaining 2 resources. So let's take a closer look. Roman roads would be good, pyramids as well. Can also take Stonehenge, but that won't be possible. Other than that, no Sun Tzu is in here, but no Jansitska. Then we have in the first stage Saladin, Joan, missing now Genghis Khan, then Napoleon, Elphin and Bell, Catherine, Bach as well, and in the last stage Pierre. So arenas become a little or way more stronger with Pierre in the game. No Marlene Dietrich, so drama isn't as good. And then there's Churchill as well. No Bill Gates and no Sid Meier, so computers become weaker. So we have to see. So he took the library, and blue can now. Yeah, he doesn't have the best to take. He can take Stonehenge and then maybe stockpile. Stonehenge and Homer give you 2 smileys, which is too much, so they don't have very good synergy in my opinion. So I take stockpile and yeah, would have done the same probably. Maybe taking Cleopatra instead, don't know. There's Roman roads, we really want that, but we definitely can take it next turn as well. They won't have finished their wonders until then, so we don't have to pay 3, or yeah, probably it will cost 3 still next turn, so we can take it the turn after. I really would like Hammurabi, but I'm guessing green takes Hammurabi. And then we definitely can take Sun Tzu. Confucius, also an option. Not too sure. Let's take a look again. Sun Tzu. Okay, let's first see what he does. He takes Confucius, so we can take Hammurabi, which is nice. Yeah, Sun Tzu can be super strong with Jansitska, but Jansitska is not in the game, so I will take Hammurabi. Then go for this. I also really would like to have monarchy to make a revolution, but I'm not gonna pay 3 to take it, then it's too expensive. And take another urban growth, I think. So I built the lab first instead of the mine because I had urban growth. Next turn I can build the mine. So we basically swapped 1 science for 1 resource, which in the beginning is really good, especially because we will get quite a lot of resources from these cards. So we definitely want to do that trade. So he takes Sun Tzu. Sadly monarchy is still on 2 for now for him, so it will be either taken by him or will be on 1 for us, and also Roman roads will also be on 1. So these are right now my top priorities, and both of them are looking really good. Also he didn't play Confucius, so I can't make use of him in this turn right now. And we can then take monarchy and Roman roads and build bronze. Okay, so he takes monarchy. Yep. Have to see if the next one comes pretty early. So I definitely want Roman roads, they're really good. And then build this one. And then we can either take alchemy or iron. I think I'm gonna go with iron. Even though we have urban growth, and with this we can take this urban growth as well and have quite a nice synergy, get really much science early on, so I like this. So he's taking Sun 2, so we have to look how many military actions he gets, how much if he builds new units. Definitely can pressure us, because we don't have many military actions. We do quite a lot of tactics, so we can hope that he didn't draw a good one. We have a lot of options which we want to go for. The medieval army is the best one in most of the cases, if we can pick up the knights. So probably will keep the medieval army and the legion if we don't get knights, and can throw away the rest. Let's see what he wants to do now. He's still only one philosophy, so he probably wants to build one. So this wonder takes quite a lot of steps, so he might want to take masonry, even though he doesn't have much science to play with. So yeah, we have quite a lot of science already because we did this first. He also didn't build on his build another lab. Decided to build on his wonder instead. So we have quite a lot of science right now compared to the others. We also have to consider, we have to finish this, but we can't do that next turn, so probably the turn after. Okay, he took iron and cartography. He gets quite a lot of science from this, so I definitely can afford that. Development of civil life, so that's nice. You can develop alchemy, save one science and one civil action. Mostly with this one you usually want to develop something, so you can have a discount of one science, and science is the most important resource in the beginning, so having this in hand is really nice. You can also develop something, and green can't really. You don't usually want to do a revolution with this, because then you don't get the free civil action basically. Okay, we want to skip the politics. We have now free worker, and with Hammurabi we will be one of the weaker players. Now we can upgrade these. Sadly we can't finish this one next turn. It could take a Code of Laws, but honestly I don't think that both of them will be gone, so I don't have to take it for 3. Instead I will take Breakthrough, maybe Reserves. I mean, theoretically we could take Gutenberg, but I think Saladin or Joan of Arc or even Isabella, maybe even Frederick. I don't want to take him right now. Nah. So I'm gonna take Reserves instead. And throw away these and the territory. So we keep these tactics. We don't know where our military is going right now, so we want to keep as many tactics open for us as we can. But he can definitely take one of the Code of Laws, and maybe he takes the other, but then that's just it. I wouldn't pay 3 selections to get Code of Laws. So maybe next time we can play the reserves and finish this wonder, increase our resource production. Actually, do we have? Might be that we, if we do that, have corruption, so we can't do that. Probably have to increase our population twice. So you can go for Ivan now. Or maybe he already played 2 cards, so it might be that 1 or 2 of them are colonies. So you might want to play cartography first. So if he does cartography instead of Ivan, that's a big hint that these are territories. But we can't really play around that. We don't draw many cards with Hammurabi. And he already took the only cartography that is in HA, H1 I mean. So if he wants to go for a big colony game, then we can't really stop him. So no one going for any military right now. Let's see if he takes swordsman. Maybe he has a warband. Warband with Sun Tzu is really strong. Strength doubles from the tactic. So if he goes for 4 swordsmen, he also gets 4 strength from tactics. He's playing quite slow. Don't have much reserve left. Maybe he also wants to finish this one. So I could take Code of Laws, develop it, finish this one. Yeah, that would probably what I would do. Getting the early Code of Laws for the Stonehenge. I really have to make use of the Stonehenge really fast. So that would be a very good option for him. Let's see what green can do. He can go for monarchy with a revolution if he wants to, but he probably doesn't. Maybe, I don't know if he will take the Code of Laws with monarchy in hand. He doesn't have that much science. Yep, he will. So he doesn't take the Code of Laws, which is nice for us, so we can take one of the Code of Laws. And also monarchy. We definitely want to take that. We can maybe get it with a revolution where we still have Hammurabi. And we also get some resources. So maybe we can finish this wonder, but if we want to go for Code of Laws as well, then we still have the problem of corruption, I think. So we probably have to wait one more turn with the Roman roads, which is a little bit sad that it took us so long, but we got the 2 alchemies instead, which is also really good. Getting 4 science production this early gives us a lot of options, going for Code of Laws. So probably will increase twice. Problem is then we also gain 2 resources from here, so we have to see what we can do. Now skip the politics. Gain resources, so we can increase twice. Really want the Code of Laws. I also would like monarchy or knights. Don't have to go for monarchy. Could also go for theocracy. Could go for the knights. But if we have to spend some resources, and could go for this one, and then maybe get a rich land. Yeah, doesn't seem too bad. still keep options open for us. Also have to slowly concern ourselves with which leader we want. There's still quite a lot in here. Definitely could take Saladin if he's still available. Other than that, okay, give me more. Okay, yeah, there's a little bug if people play politics while you are looking at the cards. Sometimes you can't click on OK. But luckily the game is really fast and loads in immediately again. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Eleanor. Isabella could be nice depending on if we need the resources production. We only had 3 still. Maybe we get iron, then we don't want Isabella. Frederick, not so sure, we don't have the military actions right now. Actually we have quite a lot of resources right now. Can finish with this one, but it costs a lot of actions. So I would probably like Saladin the most, keeping at 6 civil actions. So he has to really play fast. So he does. Knights. Yes, corruption, that's not good. So there are definitely colonies in here. If not, you wouldn't have played the cartography. So yeah, I would bid one, but I want blue will get it. Just bid 4. Let's see. But he has also quite a lot of cards with Sun Tzu, of course. So if there are a lot of colonies in here, it's really good for him. So let's see if green takes Saladin. He probably will develop monarchy and then finish this wonder. Then he also has quite a lot of science production and culture production. We are still at 0 and he's also at 0. There are not a lot of wonders left, only universitas, so we could take that. Or go for one of these big ones, maybe Eiffel Tower. Also we might take bread and circuses. We haven't done anything for happy faces yet, and as I said, Pierre de Coubertin is on the game, so he makes the bread and circuses a lot better. So right now I'm really hoping that he doesn't take Saladin. I think we still have 1 turn we can wait. Not sure, 14 cards, so he takes Saladin. And also bread and circuses. Yeah. I'm gonna skip the politics. Finish this one now. And now we can go for the knights. This is really nice, getting some military. Also with the tactic. Yeah, this is really fine. Really quick turn. Had a lot of good uses for our actions, so we don't have to consider what we want to take. We can just play the optimal things we want to. So that's really nice for us. So let's hope that we can swap our leader without losing him first. 7 cards, that will be close. I wanted to decrease the sound volume a little bit. So Dark Ages is interesting, but we are at 4 production, so we will have the most science most of the time, though it's not a very good card to play for us. But it's the only one we have. If we are still strongest when it's our turn, we probably have to play it. And if we know that it's in the deck, we definitely can play around that. Other than that, I really would like maybe irrigation, but there's another one as well, and iron perhaps. Again, another bread and circuses. I don't think that he will take it, so we definitely can pick that up. Only at 15 seconds. Let's hope he doesn't get kicked out. But it looks like he will. Oh no, he was fast enough. 2 seconds of reserve left. Likes to play on the edge. Everyone gains 1. So 4 cards left, 2 will be gone. Let's see. I think we should be fine. He will take irrigation. He can't take these 2. He might take breakthrough as well, but I think he should probably finish this one. And he doesn't have lots of actions left. So I think we should be fine and not lose Hammurabi. But we have to see. Can also take warfare next turn. And maybe Iliano for leader. So yeah, it's really nice, was really close, only 1 card left. And we are strongest, so I think I have to play this and then just play around it. Okay. So you could go for Theocracy, but if I take bread and circuses, I don't need the happy face. Also warfare would be really nice. And now I have to spend some military actions. Or generally some resources. And also consider which leader we want. Either Eleanor or Frederick Barbarossa. We don't really have that much food production to support Frederick Barbarossa for long. So maybe I'll take Eleanor. Maybe not go for warfare, not sure. Actually with Frederick Barbarossa I can spend quite a lot of resources, like doing this, which would be really nice. And then we have to spend some more. 2 actually, so I can definitely go for this without the witch land, so we don't have corruption. Sadly we don't draw any cards, but next turn we can play warfare and hope for an early constitutional monarchy. Also we just need 1 more warrior and we will be able to copy this one and have it 2 times. So then we will have quite a lot of military. Could definitely go for Napoleon very early. Try to draw some really good cards. Go for a lot of pressure. Bell would also be nice. Catherine, of course, if we are stronger, which we will be. Bach, not so sure. James Watt, depending really a lot if you get cold and selective breeding. Maria Theresa, definitely not. And Isaac Newton would be fine, but nothing special. So if neither of them takes Napoleon, we definitely could take him. We also probably want irrigation. We have to use our rich land anyway. Okay, he's at 7 as well. Let's see if he goes for Napoleon, which I don't think he will. And actually we will get irrigation and iron if we want to. We have to play bread and circuses next turn. Definitely can do that. and then maybe go for irrigation. Now with Roman roads we are at 5 science production, so we don't need to upgrade our science this age at all. Maybe even not for the rest of the game, not sure. Depending on how the game will go. So we're happy on that front. With bread and circuses we will also have enough happy faces. So next thing we want is definitely our food production, so irrigation, and maybe take iron if we have the selection to spare. So we play bread and circuses, build it, so it's 2 actions: take irrigation, develop it, and only upgrade 1. That wouldn't leave us any room to get Napoleon. So definitely don't have to take, don't have to develop irrigation immediately. Especially use reserves. We can play reserves and use Frederick Barbarossa one last time before we take Napoleon and build another warrior. And with Napoleon we can also copy this tactic, and we will have quite a lot of military. Green is very weak at 3, and 2 from that only from Saladin. He probably wants to get cavalrymen, so he can also join us on this good tactic. Medieval army with 3 is really strong. So he probably wants to go for that as well. We're still at 0 culture collection, which is a little bit worrying, as green is on 4, blue is on 2. But for now I think we are happy with what we have. Sadly we didn't draw any cards, so we can't play anything. So next turn, problem is Napoleon will cost 2, and we only have 5 actions, so probably bread and circuses, play that, that's a must do. You can also play reserves for food, build 1 warrior with Frederick and get Napoleon, but he takes Napoleon. Okay, so this is interesting. So we skip, definitely play the bread and circuses, build it once, go for irrigation. So yeah, I mean I could also do this and still go for another warrior and go for warfare, but probably still have corruption. But with this we also will have corruption. Interesting. So this leaves us to that. Maybe we have to accept the corruption. We don't see another way around. Next turn we can upgrade our irrigation. This, yeah, we don't have to copy the tactic right now. Not right now. We need to draw cards. This one is really nice. We definitely can consider going for Suez Canal with that. New territory that's really strong. Getting some actions Also, we really want a constitutional monarchy, even though Dark Ages, we have to be careful of that. So blue has a lot of food still because he got the inhabited territory. He has good resource production. He's lacking a lot in science, and green is behind in military a lot, so he has to go for probably cavalrymen. He can take way of nationalism, which is really nice for him, and can catch up there. Also has a lot of culture production already, so if you take a look here, he has 2 wonders already, which is really strong. We are ahead in science, so we really have to make some good use out of that. Best would be a new government form. Okay, he goes for a lot of strength as well. And we really want to swap out our leader pretty soon, I think. I mean, with irrigation we could keep him for a little bit as well. Definitely can wait for one of the good ones, don't have to take Maria Theresa right now. Best one would maybe be Catherine. Adele, always nice. Yeah. So we have to decide how many irrigations we want to upgrade. Also the rich land, we have to spend 3 resources. We definitely could go for 3 irrigation with Frederick Barbarossa. That's definitely an option. You can build another warrior and another knight, go for this tactic, and have a lot of strength. You might also want coal. We have the science for it, and at 3 resource production it probably won't carry us the whole game. He takes cavalryman, builds 1, and copies the tactic probably, yeah. So 11, 12, 13. So I definitely could play something like this. Freedom of movement in certain borders, okay. At least it didn't hit us. So go for irrigation. Wait 3 times. So we can make use out of Frederick Barbarossa. Sooner or later I will need another bread and circuses, so I will take urban growth because I don't know if or when I will use the rich land. And maybe I copy the tactic now so we are the strongest. Also have to be careful now, there's Dark Ages, and we are 9 science. So another way to increase our resource production would be the Suez Canal, so if you can get that it would be really nice. With this territory we will only produce 1 resource, but that's still really good with this territory, and maybe we get 1 more colony. So next turn we can increase our population and build one bread and circuses. Then we had 2 food. So the turn after that we can build another knight and another warrior if we want to, with Frederick. Sorry. Right now I really like green's position. Maybe it's a little bit overloaded with technologies. But other than that, he has really good military position with Napoleon, and also quite a lot of culture production. But he also has quite a few problems. Mainly he has to build bread and circuses, he has to upgrade his food production. So yeah. And also he's only at 3 science production. That's not enough in the long run for H2. And also he also wants to upgrade all his mines. Doesn't have the resources for that. Looks like blue might want to go for Bach with that Opera. Okay, let's take the cannons. Builds one more knight, but not the warrior, just to be strongest. So it's safe to assume that there is some strength related business going on here. Not sure why I didn't build the warrior as well. So there's Catherine. Not too sure I would like to take Catherine, but maybe it's, if I want to go with Barbarossa for another knight and another warrior, then I will be strongest probably. And Catherine is a very nice option. Question is, do I have to take her next turn? So James Watt and Cole is also still an option. If they come at the same time and I can grab them for 1 or 2 actions, then I could increase my resource production by quite a lot. But what I really want right now is a constitutional monarchy. Okay, he goes another. Okay, he also wants to be the strongest. So as I said, increase population and build 1 bread and circuses for free basically. Okay, maybe I can't build it for free because then we have corruption. And then maybe take engineering genius and reserves to go for the Suez Canal, or any of the wonders is really good to have engineering genius. And havn growth, I will have some use for it later, so this is fine. All at 15. It's interesting. So we do the classic army, but it's actually not that good anymore if we have the medieval army upgraded. Here we get 6 for 2 and 2. Here we only get 8, but we would have to upgrade our warriors. So, and also if we have 3 and 3, we get more from this, because this one only works if we have 4 or 8. So with the medieval army plus 1, we don't need to get the classic army and upgrade our warriors. As I said, next turn I can build another warrior and another knight with Frederick Barbarossa, and then we had quite a lot of use. out of Barbarossa. Dark Ages would really suck right now, so let's hope it doesn't come. Blue doesn't seem to play politics, maybe because he sees that Dark Ages is on the top, because he also would lose quite a lot. And then let's hope that blue becomes stronger than green, so green doesn't want to play politics as well. And then also hope that we can spend our science. Okay, get selected breeding, it's really nice for blue. And green will probably play something, and it probably will be Dark Ages, if I read blue correctly. Next turn we can use Barbarossa twice and then go for Nobel. Also go for Catherine. I'm sure we are getting quite a lot, quite far behind in the culture aspect. Catherine would help a little bit with that. She took Transcontinental Railroad. Like this, it also doesn't look like... Okay, he doesn't play politics, that's really nice. So maybe we have to go for Republic. Yeah, there is no constitutional monarchy and I have to spend my science. So I have to go for Republic. Then go for this and this. And because we took Republic, we only have 3 military actions, so I will take Catherine because the 4th military action from her is also important. Then I might also want to take Breakthrough and urban growth, and maybe spend reserves, probably for food. Even though we have quite a lot of food, we also have engineering genius, urban growth. We have enough yellow cards with resources. And next time I want to increase my population, so I'll do it like this. And now the constitutional monarchy is here. But with Katharina we have 4 military actions, that's not too bad. And also 8 civil actions is quite a lot. Take a look here, 8, he only has 4 and he has 5. And green also has monarchy already, so he probably won't upgrade that. Still has 2, but yeah, we did the read correctly. And it was really nice that green didn't want to play any politics. Now we have the 2 urban growth in hand, so we have to consider what we want to do with that. Could go for journalism, but journalism is also really expensive. We don't necessarily have the workers free to do that. Sadly, we don't have enough science to go for coal, so maybe we should have taken revolutionary idea instead of breakthrough. We have a lot of actions now and could use the revolutionary idea. Can also take riflemen if we want to. Upgrade these warriors, and also we could then go for the classic army. So we could also take coal, efficient upgrade, because sadly the Suez Canal didn't come early enough. Now it definitely could still be an option if we can take it not next turn. We could also take it next turn. We have quite a lot of actions. How expensive is it exactly? 4, 8, 11. So we can't finish it as well because we only have with this 10 resources. What does he want to do? He probably wants to upgrade his iron. Also he has bread and circuses as well, so there probably will be a fight about Pierre, because we both want to take him. So we probably want an alternative. Okay, again everyone at 21. I will play refugees. I think it's a risk I have to take. Oh, rats. This really sucks. I mean, it sucks for everybody, but mostly for us. So I'm gonna take Suez Canal just to spend some civil actions. About the first step, and the next one as well. And I have to somehow spend my urban growth. But I don't think I can go for journalism, because we have enough science, so yeah, we can keep these for a while. Maybe take frugality and coal just to have the option, but with the Suez Canal I don't really need to. I'm just gonna take cannons. Cannons are always nice to have. Get rid of the trade agreement. So we took cannons, but it's really hard for us to transition. Okay, this would be really nice. I would bid 6, but I can't bid more, really. Problem is also we go down to 15, and green could then... okay. Green could then also bid do an aggression on us. He only has to send the knights. Yeah, we really would have liked that colony, especially with our Suez Canal. So right now the game isn't looking too good. Still have quite a lot of science, and I'm ahead in that department. I ahead in the actions, and it's not like it's only 20 culture between us. This Suez Canal and this territory can also be really nice. We can also take riflemen, so we can upgrade our warriors. So maybe we have to go for a military late game. I'm not seeing a lot of other options, so taking riflemen, going for this tactic, and maybe 2 air forces will give us quite a lot of military. Then we can also maybe get Churchill. Oh, there's Bill Gates. So I was wrong in the beginning. I didn't see him. So if Bill Gates comes early, that's also an option. If we also get computers. also with these freedom of movement, I can definitely put one from the irrigation maybe to knights. Okay, he finishes the transcontinental. So I'm going to play the international negotiations. And now we have to consider, we also have a happy face problem. So maybe we take one from France and take him to circuses. And then we finish this one. Colonize this autonomous territory. And what do we want? Maybe food? Definitely can go for food. Then we also don't have to do this. We can take one from from irrigation. Oh, this one from irrigation to knights. Finish this. Take food. And with frugality we can actually increase twice. Build one spreaded circuses for free with urban growth. Take a rifleman. Get a lot of military going. And then take patriotism and maybe scientific method as well. Just because we can't take anything else. We could also deny strategy, but there are two military theories, so if they want to take strategy they can. And having scientific method, it's not too good. Patriotism is good, and scientific method, we're just gonna take it. Also we have 5 military actions now with the autonomous territory. There's Pierre, so he probably wants Pierre, but then we can take Churchill. Sadly we didn't draw a war. How many resources do we need to upgrade all of these? 3 for everyone, so we need 9. We have 4 plus 3, so we need some more resources. Our next military politics action can also be the one from Catherine, gaining a yellow token and getting one from these guys away can also be nice. I really would have liked Pierre, he would give me 6 culture production, but I'm gonna guess that green takes him. I would definitely, if I was green. Maybe it depends a little bit on what blue takes. And honestly, if blue won't take Churchill or Pierre de Coubertin, I think. And in that case, at least you get Churchill if you don't get Pierre. Which I think is the second best leader for us. You can also take navigation if you want to. Definitely want to have a look out for air forces. I don't know why blue takes so long, he only has 4 actions. Can't be that much he can do, he can't go for constitutional monarchy quite yet. So probably wants to save his science to go for constitutional monarchy next turn. Maybe he wants to take a revolutionary idea, but that of course is really expensive for him. But he's only at 4 science production. Okay, we are only at 4 as well. he's at 3. So let's see what he will do. He will also take reserves. He also has corruption. Maybe he doesn't care about corruption too much. Okay, he goes for Eiffel Tower. Not too sure about that. He has enough yellow tokens to increase and then go for some. Okay, he also went for 1 opera. So he's going for full culture production. Refugees, we are stronger, so this is really good for us. Let's see if he builds some military. And also see if he does take Pierre, which I think he definitely will. Maybe he wants to increase his science production instead. Go for scientific method, fission upgrade. He also has to be careful with his food. Doesn't want to have -1, so he has to increase at least once. Would really like to be Pierre to be on 3 selections. There's also Endowment of the Arts, Patriotism, and we can take Churchill if we don't get Pierre, so we have a lot of good stuff we can do next turn. We can also use Catherine. Green will also probably not increase his strength, maybe only by 1 with the British circuses, so both of them will be weaker than us, so Catherine's ability to take the yellow token away becomes definitely stronger. Especially Green needs quite a lot of. He really needs his yellow tokens. Blue not so much because he has vast territory and inhabited. Okay, it doesn't take Pierre. That's really interesting. First I want to do this definitely. Increase population for 3. So Pierre, do we still want you? Do we have enough if we go for this? I think we do. Get 8 production then. Can also take the endowment of the arts. What else can we do? Definitely one revolutionary idea for 1, that's a really good deal. Patriotism as well, don't have that many military actions. And maybe go for scientific method even though I don't really like it. We have corruption, but maybe we can get rid of that by doing this. Maybe even doing this. And then we can take navigation as well. Maybe like this. So we also probably want professional sports, even though we won't get this one, most likely. There's another one. Then we got our wars, but we can't really go for these wars without more military actions, even though we have 1 patriotism. So we can declare the war, go for another rifleman and play this tactic. That will increase our strength by 6, so we will be at 40. With military theory, of course, it becomes even better. And blue doesn't have that many options to increase his strength. Also, revolutionary idea, endowment of the arts, urban growth, patriotism, quite a lot of good yellow cards. With navigation we can also increase our strength, but most importantly I think we want military theory. And I think blue won't go for military theory because he will take he will develop constitutional monarchy, which he also really needs, because he's still at 4 and 2 in h3, and that is quite dangerous. Yep. Maybe he takes military theory away. No, he doesn't. He takes tanks and vision upgrade, and action also goes for this. So he definitely is a big red X on his back. 17 strength, only 6 resources. Not enough science to go for military theory, so I definitely think we will declare war on him. Yeah, so also at 46 and 11 production, so definitely the target we would want to hit with a war. And green doesn't need the military actions for military theory. He also doesn't have the science really for that. Maybe goes for civil services, because he needs civil actions. And in that case we can take military theory, increase, upgrade this, and then also play the tactic. Actually also can go for Air Force. Yeah, but with if you take Air Force and develop them, we have to spend 3 military actions for the war, 1 for the tactic, so we could only build 1 Air Force, and then we can't increase our tactic, increase this to this. It probably will still be stronger to go for the Air Force, so we have to see that. But if we don't go for Air Force, we have military theory, so I think if we want to go for maximum strength, we will take the military theory, which also opens our next turns for maybe the next war even more. So yeah, these 9 actions we have now with the territory give us really a lot of space to play around with, which I really like. At the end of H2, in the middle, it didn't look too good, but right now I'm really happy, especially with Pierre de Coubertin. Not only do we have the military advantage, but also 8 culture production, which in 3-player games often is also really important, not to go full military, so military is the only thing that you have, but also having a little bit of culture production. So he goes for civil service and takes military theory away. Okay, definitely an option, but maybe we get the second military theory. Nope. So I will not declare the Olympics now, but I will declare war on blue. So let's see what we do. First off, get rid of this, patriotism, revolutionary idea, air forces. $47, $49, and then we can actually, instead of this navigation, we can take satellites and then reserves. So we had 50, should be quite a lot of culture for us. And also with the option for a lot more. I mean, we don't have, actually we have enough resources to build air forces and upgrade this next turn. We need 10 resources for that. With the reserves, we do have that. So yeah, blue really went too much on the culture. I think taking the Eiffel Tower was a mistake. He had already the 2 operas, which was a really big investment. That's 16 resources, and the Eiffel Tower is another 13. So around 30 resources into culture production was a little bit too early. And next turn also was really greedy, because now he has to delete this to even build one warrior. So yeah. Next war we could do on the green, depending on what they do. Let's see, no impacts have been played yet, so that won't be a big factor. Okay, here's a new tactic. This one, but only puts in at 19. How much did he have before? 17, so better for him to just build a warrior. Maybe counted on getting Gandhi very early. Okay, I can't bid for this because I will lose too much military. So green will probably get this one really cheap. But okay, blue can send one knight, he doesn't need that for the tactic. So yeah, maybe blue counted on Gandhi coming early. I mean, we couldn't declare war on someone who has Gandhi, so Gandhi is a counter to us. But he came too late for blue. Blue even gets this. So we will gain quite a lot of culture from him, and I think we can definitely declare the next war on green. So sometimes these very military heavy games can seem a little bit weird, but I think I was forced into this situation, or maybe I put myself into it, because I was quite a lot behind in culture, but even though I catched up quite easily with green. So early culture production is really nice, but can of course be overtaken by a lot of end game, late game culture production. And I think both of them didn't read the game too well. And also we had quite a lot of science production from the beginning. That gave us a lot of options. Like we have a lot of blue technologies. Blue has only one, green has only one. We have a very good government form. Republic turned out really well for us with Catherine. We got the military actions we needed. That was a really nice thing. And also the military things we developed. And the canal also was super good for us with this autonomous territory. Even if we only have one colony, the Suez Canal definitely was worth it to get this and also get one resource production from it. Blue stayed too long on his 4 civil actions and 2 military actions, I think, and went too heavy on culture production. He got a really nice early game with his cartography and getting these colonies. has enough food so he could have gone for a lot of military or anything, but he decided to spend all his resources on culture production, the Eiffel Tower and the Opera, instead of maybe going for a little bit science production. In green, yeah, green took Napoleon, which solved his strength problem, but he still didn't really take any advantage of him. There again, quite a lot of culture. Do not declare because I will declare another war on green this time. Lay reserves. Can upgrade this. Okay, we don't have the military action. Okay, I forgot about that. But I still think. And he can go for air forces. Build 2 air forces. That would give him 10 those, so he's at 38. 2 for Napoleon. So 40. 2 tactics. So he's still under 50. I don't think he can get above 50. And it's definitely better for us to declare the war on green instead of blue. Actually, blue left the game. Okay. Really like if the game told you. You don't have to see that. Take revolutionary idea, reserves, maybe patriotism. I have corruption, but that's okay. We go for engineering as well. So yeah, blue surrendered already. Let's see what green can do. We need at 17 culture production now, which is really nice, but I don't think it's enough. Especially because you will get some aggressions on him as well. National negotiations. We are strongest. Green can decide what we get. Don't know what he will give us from blue. Last war could have also been on blue. But I think it's more interesting to declare the war on green and see what he can do. I mean, if you place air forces, I mean, you can also copy our tactic, the classic army, he fulfills it, and then go for air forces. Doesn't have enough for air forces and military theory. I really think he should have taken Pierre de Coubertin when he had the chance, or at least Churchill. Don't know which one he was hoping for. I mean, Einstein isn't that good for him, and Gandhi also not. I mean, he could have used Gandhi, but I don't think he was waiting for him. Maybe he didn't think about which leader he wanted. But yeah, if he had gotten Pierre, he could have declared Olympic Games, make my wars weaker on blue, and produce quite a lot of culture. Quite a lot of stuff in hand, but we will lose a lot when the age is over. can consider going for another government form. So we can build another wedding circuses. This is really good, producing 2 culture for only 3 resources, and also happy faces and a little bit of strength. So he goes for air forces, that's 1. Talks my tactic, so he's at 45, not too bad. The sad part is I can't declare my Olympic Games, because I want to play aggressions. So I will play it on blue, get 7 culture from him. Sadly, with revolutionary idea I can't go for democracy, but maybe I will go for fundamentalism. Also, I can't increase my population with reserves. Maybe this isn't the best thing you can do, so I will not do it. Maybe take movies instead. Can definitely build 1. The second one is too expensive, I think, even with reserves. So maybe take another reserve so we can build it next turn. And then, I don't know, next time we probably want to develop engineering. Maybe take this away from people. It doesn't really matter what we do now. The game is won. Okay, we do a bit of strength, which is really nice. We also draw more cards. A little bit of strength. We will be strongest, and also we can declare Olympic Games and play this, which is another 8 culture. So green took democracy, but he doesn't have enough science to go for it. So maybe he can play aggression on blue, which would be nice for him. National pride. Plan impact here. Okay, 4 impacts in here, mostly from green. So maybe make some points there. I'd really wish for him to be better than blue, because blue left the game. I'm not a fan of leavers. So I'm gonna declare the games. Strength. So go for engineering, some reserves. I mean, you can also delete this one. Yeah, that seems about all I can do. Maybe take something away from him. Abyss. And blue has the last turn. Population, the blue should have quite a lot. We also had 18 and blue at 14. Yep. It's 22 culture production. Technology. Let's hope green becomes better. We will be close. Government. I think green has a lot there too, because he went for democracy as a revolution. Nice. Industry. And science. So green is better than blue. And we won quite handily. They went the most experienced players. Did some mistakes. I think I went over it in the waiting time. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this game. I did. It was nice. Took quite a lot of time, but that's definitely fine. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure which type of game I will post next, but I hope you'll see you there as well.